The following wrestling simulation requires discretionary viewer participation. Welcome to another exciting edition of Championship Wrestling. These matches are sanctioned and supervised by the Steam Workshop Alliance, courtesy of Fire Pro Wrestling World and the Carlzilla Mod Pack. I am Benoit, and we are less than a week away from the SWA Tag Team Championship Tournament reaching its conclusion. However, we're kicking things off right now with Sheamus going one-on-one with Tito Santana. These two men want to get some wins and rise up the ranks here so they can challenge the heavyweight champion, who is currently Stone Cold Steve Austin. However, the only real championship that's, in focus right now is that SWA Tag Team Championship. We still have two more first-round matches taking place today. And then, of course, Friday on the 21st, we will have all 8 teams who will be going at it here to see who is going to become the first champion. Because, the first round was relatively easy. You win, you move on. But now, if you really want to become the champion, you have to win the next 3 matches in a row. Tito Santana going up top. Goes for that diving elbow, but misses as Sheamus gets up to his feet. However, Santana, ever crafty, rolls up Sheamus for a 1. Nice arm drag there. Tito Santana, former WWF Tag Team and Intercontinental Champion. Whereas Sheamus has won... What, has Sheamus won like every singles championship in the Fed? I don't know. He might have. I'd have to look into that. All I know is he's won a lot of championships, and he might win more with that Fujiwara armbar. He could definitely win this match if he can rip out Tito Santana's arm. Santana goes up to the high red district again. This time the diving elbow drop connects. Up. We got chops versus European style uppercuts. Those uppercuts are really driving Santana across the ring. A lot of force behind him. Leg is hooked. Santana's feet are clearly in the ropes, but the referee makes the count anyway because, hey, you know what? Referee's discretion. Multiple forearm uppercuts, and look at those massive arms of Sheamus. Big backbreaker. Cover leg is hooked. Seems a bit too casual for me, but hey, it did the job, and Sheamus gets the victory here in the opening contest of this week's Championship Wrestling. And now for our penultimate SWA Tag Team Championship Tournament match. We got the fabulous Freebirds. You may have noticed Jimmy Garvin is actually taking part in this match, as Jimmy Garvin was allowed to replace Buddy Roberts by invoking the Freebird rule. Because unfortunately, Buddy Roberts had sustained an injury. That's part of the reason why King Kong Bundy was suspended a few weeks ago. Anyway, Jimmy Garvin and Michael Hayes were former NWA World Tag Team Champions back in the day, so they definitely have a reason for being here. They're going up against Necro, Butcher, and Jimmy Jacobs, who was just thrown outside of the ring. Necro and Jimmy Jacobs have quite a good record here in Fire Pro. Definitely wrestlers of a different era, though. We got a 10 count. We could see a count-out victory here. The Freebirds would be happy to win any way possible. I'm sure both these teams would be. Up, guillotine choke there. Jimmy, the much smaller Jimmy, taking Garvin down. Garvin gets to the rope for the rope break. Speaking of Garvin, not only was he a former NWA Tag Team Champion, but he was also a former AWA World Tag Team Champion with another man we have here in Fire Pro, that being Steve Regal. So Garvin has a pretty good resume as it pertains to tag team wrestling. Perhaps he can become one half of the first ever SWA Tag Team Champions. Match has a 30-minute time limit. Oh, sleeper. Going to put Necro to sleep, hopefully so that Micheal Hayes can get the quick pin. But no, instead we're going to have a strike contest. Necro, more known for his death matches in the independents. Vertical suplex. Necro falls outside, but this is familiar grounds here for the death match specialist. However, DQs can happen in this tournament. And if you lose once, you're out. So if you're going to lose, you definitely don't want it to be by a disqualification. Reverse on that vertical suplex. Garvin there. Too busy primming his hair. Doesn't have his valet beside him because there can be no seconds here in tournament matches, but you best believe we're going to see Precious at some point. Tag back out, perhaps? Yes, Garvin coming back in. Cover. Cocky cover there. I think Jacobs is going to be able to kick out, and he does just barely. Jimmy Jacobs, one of the smallest men here in the tournament. Him and Cheeseburger. However, Cheeseburger did not make it through. Oh, man, modified. Double chicken wing with the wraparound. Little shades of Bryan Danielson there. Yeah, Bob Evans and Cheeseburger were eliminated a couple of weeks ago by Harlem Heat. Necro kicks Garvin there in the head. Tries to make a comeback. Oh, low blow. Head minus by the referee. Up. Boxing style brawl here. You want to see a boxing style brawl? We still have the team of Power Play later on today. Big power bomb. Double underhook follows that up with a Tiger Driver. Garvin somehow kicks out of that. I am surprised. Tag out to Micheal Hayes, which is definitely warranted after that. Up. Brain buster. Almost folded the Butcher in half. Oh, that pin would have been academic if not broken up by Jimmy Jacobs. I know Jimmy Jacobs was a writer for the Fed at one point, but I don't know if he still works for WWE. Leggings. Oh, look at that. Fabulous Freebirds advanced by using the Gail Kim strategy. Just continuously going for pins. Hey, that's veteran instinct right there. It's time for some ladies action as Ashley Vox is going one-on-one against sensational Sherri Martel. Sherri Martel has really been run through the gauntlet, so to speak, as she wanted to not only be a singles wrestler, but she also wanted to be a singles manager and a tag team manager with the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels, and Harlem Heat, respectively. Now, Harlem Heat did advance to the second round of the SWA Tag Team Championship Tournament, but Shawn Michaels has not had a lot of success here in Fire Pro, and he places the blame for that lack of success solely on the shoulders of Sherri. Matter of fact, it turns out recently that Shawn Michaels has dropped the managerial services of sensational Sherri. And so right now, Sherri is back to only being able to manage Harlem Heat, but because of the nature of the tournaments here in Fire Pro Wrestling, she's not allowed to be at ringside for them, so she has to give them her support behind the scenes. But it also makes me wonder if her focus was spread too thin to begin with. And so, yeah, you might think, hey, she's going to be doing better now because she has less people to manage, but She is still trying to wrestle here. Can she do all of that? I guess we're going to find out as she goes up against Ashley Vox right now. We got a strike exchange here. Later on tonight, we still got to see who was going to be the last team to qualify. Oh, nice jackknife cover with the bridge for leverage. Only gets it 2. As we got the team of Power Play going up against Batista and Randy Orton later today. Oh, clothesline there. Sherri was in control, but it looks like Vox is about to fight back and does so as she snap mirrors the sensational sister over. Cobra clutch! Oh, that is it. Ashley Vox gets the victory quickly over sensational Sherri. And yeah, Sherri is definitely having a bad time right now. Kind of feel bad for her. Hulk Hogan and Jake the Snake Roberts. A match that I believe was supposed to happen back in the late 80s WWF, but they put the kibosh on that quick because Jake Roberts was getting, ooh, you got to answer Gory right there. But Roberts at the time was getting a better reaction than Hulk Hogan, and God forbid Hulk Hogan gets booed or a babyface gets cheered more than him. Ooh. I mean, look at what happened with the 1992 Royal Rumble and how the WWF retconned that shoulder tackle. But now they're going one-on-one here in Fire Pro. Oh, nice knee there to the side of the head. Follows that up with, oh, a stomp to the gut. You know, I'm not a big fan of Hulk Hogan, if you couldn't tell. But hey, what can I say? Given the man's history in professional wrestling and, you know, his standing, it makes sense that he would be here in Fire Pro. And if you win, you keep getting booked. Which is something Jake the Snake has got to start doing here. Doesn't have a very good record. Knee to the gut. Oh, back body drop as Hogan retaliates. Roberts put in the corner. Ooh, bunch of hard 300-pound slaps to the chest. And Hogan showing off the strength. Yes, we get it, Hogan. You're big. You're strong. There we go. Roberts is fighting back, though. And Hogan just runs right through him. We're going to have a strike exchange here. Kind of near the ropes. And Jake the Snake gets the better of that, thank goodness. Oh, nice side salto. No, never mind. Not a side salto, but a gut buster. Hogan was already gasping for air, so it's good to try and drive whatever is left out of those lungs. Uh-oh. Hogan looks like he's hulking up. Okay, I'll still mark out for this, because this is... That's iconic. Up. Hogan's going to do it again. Again. Well, so much for hulking up. Hogan can't capitalize on that. Leg sweep of the Russian variety. I wonder why it's called the Russian leg sweep. Hogan charges into the corner with a big clothesline. But Roberts holds on to a headlock and takes him down with a bulldog. Hogan dropped on his face. Another gut buster. And another one. Jake Roberts doesn't have the best cardio, but he knows he's got to have it better than Hulk Hogan. Leg is hooked. 2, 3. Oh, referee had to check with Hogan to see if it was okay for Hogan to get pinned. Hogan said he's going to do the job, brother. Jake Roberts goes over this week on Championship Wrestling. Definitely a class of errors here. A clash of errors here. Not a class. A clash. As Baron Corbin goes one-on-one with Jimmy Superfly Snuka, who was taking it to him in the corner early with them stiff chops. Corbin might want to watch out here. Snuka comes flying off with that splash. It could be all she wrote. Would be a quick victory for the Superfly. Oh, bear hug. There you go. Try to squeeze the life there out of the Superfly. Just like Snuka's taken the life, allegedly, of others. But we're not going to get into that here. At least not right now. Maybe at a later day. Neck breaker. That's a lot of neck to bring down over the shoulder. Corbin does have a succinct height advantage over Jimmy Snuka. Although Corbin does come in here with a background in boxing. I believe he was a Golden Gloves champion. I think Corbin now wrestles for Major League Wrestling. I think. Pretty sure he was just on a recent airing of a recent taping as of the recording of this. Leg hook, first cover of the match. 3? Oh. Near fall. Yes, these championship wrestlings are taped in advance. Here we go. Big splash right to the back of Baron Corbin. Good night. 1, 2, 3. That's it. Jimmy Super... No, the match is over, Snuka. Snuka with a quick win here against Baron Corbin. We got the SmackDown commentator, Wade Barrett, going up against Tony St. Clair. Now, neither man has been able to get a win here in Fire Pro, so hopefully by the end of this match, one of them will have a W there on their record. Because you can only lose so many times before I just stop booking you. St. Clair going for the submission early on. Now, Tony St. Clair definitely has had some... Oh, another submission attempt with the Boston Crab, but Wade's way too close to the rope. St. Clair definitely has had some nice matches here. He's had a strong showing, but you still got to win something. Barrett taken down there with a nice drop toe hold back to the Boston Crab. Looks like St. Clair wants to go for the submission victory here in this match, and I don't blame him. Wade Barrett made his debut back in the Fed in NXT 1. Roll up for 1. I do know that whenever they stopped doing their ECW brand, that became NXT. And was Wade Barrett the winner of the first season of NXT? He might have been. I think he was, because that would explain why he was the leader of the Nexus. Leader of a couple of stables there in WWE, as far as I remember. I think he might have even won the Intercontinental Championship at one point, but he never really did make it to the upper echelon, to my knowledge, of WWE. And so far in Fire Pro, he definitely is at the lowest rung. Diving elbow there. Goes for the cover, clearly in the ropes. Referee's not going to make that count. But hey, who the hell knows? Referees have been kind of weird lately. Twisting vertical suplex just drops St. Clair outside of the ring. You know, because as more edits make their debut here in Fire Pro, you know, those who are on the bottom of the rankings are eventually going to just be wiped out completely. Side salto on the outside. I said one of these men probably wants to get a win, and I thought for a brief moment there they were going to end in a double countout, in which case both men would still be losers. Nice European-style uppercut, which makes sense with the British background there of St. Clair, who gets a 2 count there on the lateral press. Leg is hooked. St. Clair keeps going for covers, and I got to think eventually if Barrett doesn't start fighting back, one of these covers is going to end up in a 3 count. Now, we still have that last Tag Team Championship Tournament match here to take place tonight. Oh, or rather today. Tonight, or well, not tonight, but the night of Friday, August 21st is going to be when the rest of the tournament takes place. The 8 teams will be phasing off here, where the winning team will have to win 3 matches in a row. And St. Clair almost got his first win there, but a near fall. Barrett really hasn't gotten out of the starting gates. Oh, speak too soon. He hit the wasteland. And that's all it takes for Wade Barrett to get his first victory here in Fire Pro over Tony St. Clair. And coming up next, we have that last first-round match in the tag team tournament. And now we got the final first-round match here in the SWA Tag Team Championship Tournament. The team of power play, that being the Goon, Bill Irwin, and Gory Howe Jr., going up against Batista and Randy Orton. Now, these two guys were members of Evolution from 2002 to 2004, or 2005 in the sake of Batista. But here in 2026, in Fire Pro, Randy Orton and Batista are now going by the name The Evolved, and one of the favorites to become the inaugural Tag Team Champions. As for power play here, they are squeaking by, earning a slot by having defeating Brutal Burgers back in April. And every team here wants to become the inaugural Tag Team Champion. Oh, low blow onto Randy Orton. I think he might have wanted to tag out here, but the Goon is not letting it happen. Oh, both are going to tag out now. Batista's coming in the ring. Batista, of course, wants to become a tag team champion, but he also has to keep eyes in the back of his head because he has the beast, Brock Lesnar, wanting to get a piece of him. Powerbomb attempt turned, rather, Hurricanrana turned into a powerbomb. Gory Howe, this young upstart, very impressive. And Gory Howe Jr., my apologies, his father, a former professional hockey player. Nice heel hook with the knee bar. Tag back to the Goon. These two guys, nobody would have expected them to qualify for the tournament. Hey, anything can happen here in Fire Pro. Heavy side headlock there. Goon trying to inch his way to the ropes, but Batista lets go before the referee can force a break. Spine buster. And a big clubbing clothesline. Tag back out to the younger Gory Howe Jr. You know, Gory Howe kind of being taken under the wings here of the Goon. And so far, so good. I mean, they made it to the tournament. That's got to count for something. Oh, looks like Orton's about to get tagged back in. Double team, double power bomb. Ouch! Oh, now Orton with those Ronnie Garvin style stomps across the body. You know, we saw Jimmy Garvin earlier today taking part in the tag team tournament as well. You know, Jimmy and Ron are related. Perhaps one day we'll see Ron Garvin here in Fire Pro. Man with the fists of steel. Another double team maneuver. Oh, double knee. Boom. Drop the boom on him. Drop the boom on his balls. Jeez. RKO. Uh-oh. That could be it. 1, 2. No. Saved by Gory. There's no way the Goon was going to kick out of that one. Good thing he's latching onto Orton. Thought he might want to tag out, but instead he's going to punch Orton right in the back of the head. So not legal blows. I have to wonder, are those gloves loaded? They must not be, because the referee and the administration here in Fire Pro keep allowing him to wrestle with them. But if they're not loaded, then are they padded? Wouldn't they soften the blow? Like, I don't get the point of wrestling in those mitts. Now, of course, the tag team tournament is not the... Oh, lateral press. Broken up there. I was going to say the tag team tournament is not the only thing we got going on here on Friday. We're also going to have Kurt Angle taking on Tiger Mask in singles action. And also Randy Savage Going up against, oh, frog splash. This could be all 3. No. And we got a Randy Savage taking on Ken Shamrock in a steel cage. Knee bar. Gory Howe taking the big Batista down. La Magistral. 2. No. This would definitely be an upset if a power play were to get the victory here. But hey, anything can happen. And I know there's somebody in chat who would definitely love to see Gory Howe take the tag team title. That's going to be broken up there. Another frog splash. 1, 2, 3. Oh! Almost, but almost only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades? Is that how the old saying goes? Oh, Gory Howe wants to get tagged right back in because he is feeling it after hitting a frog splash there on Batista twice, I believe. He wants back in. Up. Fall away slam, but it's going to be more difficult to make the tag after the Goon was thrown across the ring. Orton with a Lou Thesz press. Just mounts and punches. The referee does not. Oh, what do we got here? Whipped heavily to the corner. Up, superplex. Oh, taken from his father, Ace Cowboy, but no, he cannot connect with that superplex. Orton also a third-generation edit. Junior tagged back in. Junior had a lot of effective offense here in this match. Up. Reversal into a Fujiwara armbar. Trying to go for that submission again, but it's broken up by Batista. And now the press is on to Junior. Uh-oh. He's calling for it. We're going to see a second RKO. We did. Cover. 1, 2, 3. That is it. That is it for Power Play as the Evolved move on in the SWA Tag Team Championship Tournament. Tune in Friday for the rest of that tournament. But for now, I am Benoit signing off, saying until next time, guys, keep on simming.